Welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're going to delve into the world of international investment,
Okay.
specifically with a firm called My Latin Capital, Dubai residency, a famous actor's brother, helping businesses go global. It's going to be an interesting one.
It certainly seems that way from the website. What immediately caught my eye was their location.
Oh, yeah.
Dubai Silicon Oasis in the United Arab Emirates.
Okay.
And it's not just a flashy address, it's a
Right.
strategic choice,
Because it's a known hub for, tech and innovation.
Exactly.
So does that suggest a particular type of clientele or investment strategy for My Latin Capital?
Well, it's certainly a possibility. Dubai Silicon Oasis attracts a lot of startups and tech-focused companies.
Right.
So it makes you wonder if My Latin Capital is positioning itself to capitalize on that environment, perhaps by specializing in, tech investments or helping these companies scale.
That makes sense. And their website is in both English and Arabic.
Oh, wow.
So they seem to be bridging worlds, both geographically and culturally. Yeah.
Okay, so what exactly does My Latin Capital do?
Well,
Their website mentions 4 main services: investment management, commercial business investment, investment operations, and commercial business establishment and management.
that's a lot.
It's like a financial one-stop shop.
It does appear that way. It's an interesting approach
Yeah.
because it suggests they're trying to cater to a wide range of needs,
Okay.
from individuals looking to grow their wealth
Mm-hmm.
to companies seeking to expand their operations.
So let's break it down. Investment management, that sounds pretty standard, right? Designing strategies, picking assets.
Yeah,
But what about commercial business investment? Is that like venture capital or something different?
that's a good question. It could be venture capital, but it could also encompass other forms of investment in established businesses.
Okay.
For instance, they might help facilitate mergers and acquisitions or provide funding for expansion projects.
The key takeaway here is that they're not just focused on passive investments. They're actively involved in shaping and growing businesses.
So they're really getting their hands dirty.
It seems that way.
Okay, that makes sense. Then there's investment operations.
Right.
Honestly, that one sounds a little vague to me. What exactly does that involve?
Think of it as the behind-the-scenes machinery that makes investments happen.
Okay.
It could include things like due diligence, carefully researching potential investments, managing risk, executing trades, and ensuring compliance with regulations, all that stuff.
The nuts and bolts.
Yeah, the nuts and bolts of the investment process.
Okay, so it's more of a back office function, but still essential for everything to run smoothly.
Absolutely.
And finally, there's commercial business establishment and management.
Okay.
If I understand correctly, they're essentially helping businesses get up and running in new markets, right?
Precisely.
Like the whole shebang.
Yeah, they might assist with things like company registration, legal and regulatory compliance, finding office space, and even recruiting staff.
Wow.
Essentially, they're providing a turnkey solution for businesses looking to expand internationally.
Got it. So they've got all the bases covered,
Yeah.
from managing your money to helping you launch a whole new venture in a foreign country.
That's pretty impressive.
They really emphasize this concierge approach on their website.
Mm-hmm.
Is that just marketing fluff, or is there something more to it?
I think it's more than just fluff. Remember, they're offering a wide array of services
Right.
to a potentially diverse clientele.
Okay.
So a concierge approach suggests they're focused on personalization, tailoring their services to each client's specific needs, and providing a high level of individualized attention.
It's like having a dedicated team of experts
Yeah.
guiding you through the complexities of investment and international business expansion.
Exactly.
That could be a real differentiator in a market that can often feel impersonal and transactional.
Absolutely.
It's all about those personal touches these days.
It seems that way.
And that personalized touch might be particularly appealing to individuals and companies who are new to international investment or who are looking for a more hands-on, guided experience.
I think so. It can be pretty daunting,
Oh, absolutely.
especially if you're not familiar with the landscape.
Okay, but here's where things get really interesting. They have this whole section on their website boldly proclaiming
What's that?
Residencia por inversión en Dubai. Residency through investment in Dubai.
Wow. That's
Oh.
It definitely grabs your attention.
It does.
And while they don't go into great detail on the website,
Right.
it's worth noting that Dubai has established programs for gaining residency through investment.
So it's not just a marketing gimmick.
No,
There are actual legal pathways to make this happen.
exactly. Typically, these programs involve significant investments,
Okay.
whether it's setting up a business, purchasing property, or contributing to a government fund.
Oh.
It's not something you just stumble into. It takes planning,
Yeah.
resources, and a commitment to making Dubai your home, at least part-time.
Imagine the lifestyle change. But let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Right.
This raises an important question.
Yeah.
Who exactly are they targeting with this offer?
That's the big question, isn't it?
High net worth individuals seeking a luxurious lifestyle change, entrepreneurs wanting to tap into Dubai's booming business scene.
It's likely a mix of both.
Yeah.
And that's where their personalized approach, that concierge service,
Right.
comes into play. They probably assess each client's individual needs and goals to guide them towards the most suitable pathway.
Makes sense. But then there's this other intriguing detail.
Uh-huh.
Remember Sammy Hayek Jimenez,
Vaguely?
successful entrepreneur, architect,
Okay.
and brother of actress Salma Hayek.
Oh, wow. That's a name.
Right. He recently visited Dubai and met with My Latin Capital.
Interesting.
They mentioned on their website that the meeting was about potential business opportunities and collaboration, but they don't give any specifics. What kind of ventures could they be considering together?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
A luxury real estate project. A design firm with a global reach.
Yeah, it's hard to say for sure.
Given Sammy Hayek Jimenez's background in architecture and design,
Uh-huh.
and Dubai's reputation for architectural marvels,
Right.
it seems like a natural fit.
It certainly does. Dubai is known for its ambitious projects and willingness to push boundaries.
Yeah.
So a collaboration between My Latin Capital and someone with Sammy Hayek Jimenez's experience and connections could lead to something truly unique and innovative.
It's exciting to think about. But beyond the celebrity connection,
Like,
we also have a concrete example of My Latin Capital's work in action.
oh, good.
A company from Singapore, Timeless Pharma, successfully entered the UAE market with My Latin Capital's help.
Interesting.
And it sounds like My Latin Capital played a key role in facilitating this expansion
How so?
by securing a distributor in the UAE for Timeless Pharma's products.
So they're not just about investment.
It seems not.
They're also actively involved in helping businesses navigate the complexities of international expansion.
It's like a full-service operation.
It is. And that begs the question,
What's that?
if you were leading a company, what factors would you consider before taking the leap into a new market, especially one as dynamic as the UAE?
That's a great question, and one that deserves its own deep dive.
Absolutely.
Why do successful investors flock to Dubai? Because it's where opportunity meets excellence. Why settle for ordinary investments when you can achieve extraordinary growth? My Latin Capital opens the doors to Dubai, where opportunities meet excellence. From real estate investments to business consulting, we help you build a secure, profitable future. Explore pre-sale properties, gain residency benefits, and tap into Dubai's tax-free economy. Led by Sergio Horta and Gisella Carrillo, our team is dedicated to your success, offering personalized strategies with integrity and commitment. Your next big opportunity is just a call away. Choose My Latin Capital, where your vision becomes a reality. My Latin Capital, your partner in prosperity.
Welcome back. Before the break, we were talking about My Latin Capital helping Timeless Pharma expand into the UAE market.
Right.
It really shows how they're experts in helping companies find new opportunities.
It does.
But I kind of want to rewind a bit
Okay.
and go back to that whole Dubai residency thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty bold offer.
It is.
And they don't really give a ton of specifics on the website.
Yeah.
So are there actually programs for getting residency by investing?
Oh, yeah. Dubai has those for sure.
Okay, so it's not just a marketing thing.
No, not at all.
There are actual legal ways to do it.
Exactly.
So what does it take? Like, what kind of investment?
Well, typically these programs involve pretty significant investments,
Okay.
like setting up a business or buying property
Mm-hmm.
or contributing to a government fund.
I see. So it's not something you just, like, accidentally do.
No, it takes planning and resources
Right.
and being committed to at least living in Dubai part-time.
Yeah. It'd be a big life change.
It would.
Okay, so then who are they targeting with this?
That's a good question.
Is it like high net worth individuals who want a luxury lifestyle
Maybe.
or entrepreneurs who want to get into Dubai's business scene?
It's probably both.
Okay.
And that's where their personalized approach comes in.
Right, the concierge thing.
Exactly. They figure out each client's needs,
Yeah.
goals,
I see.
and then help them find the best way to get residency.
So it's tailored, not just a one-size-fits-all thing.
Exactly.
Okay, let's not forget about the human element here. Sammy Hayek Jimenez, remember him?
Yeah. Kind of.
Entrepreneur, architect, brother of Salma Hayek.
Oh, right. Him.
So he visited Dubai and met with my Latin capital. What do you think that means?
It means they're looking for collaborations with important people.
Yeah.
And exploring different investment opportunities. And what's really interesting to me is that this meeting took place, in the context of Dubai's Vision 2040.
Dubai's Vision 2040, what's that?
It's like this big master plan they have
Okay.
to make Dubai like a global center for
Yes.
innovation, sustainability, and livability.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's really comprehensive.
So how does that relate to Sami Hayek Jimenez and my Latin capital?
Well, think about Sami Hayek Jimenez.
Okay.
His background is in sustainable architecture and design.
Right.
So it makes sense that they'd talk about projects that fit with Dubai's Vision 2040.
Like what?
Maybe green building or smart city stuff or sustainable tourism.
I see. So it's not just about building another fancy skyscraper.
Yeah.
It's about making a city that's good for the future.
Exactly.
And my Latin capital could be right at the front of this whole movement.
They could, especially with someone like Sami Hayek Jimenez involved.
Okay, but let's bring this back down to earth for a second.
Okay.
Why should someone listening to this care about some investment firm in Dubai?
Well, because it shows us what's happening in international investment. And there are opportunities outside of our own countries.
Even if we're not planning to move to Dubai.
Even then.
Okay, so it's about broadening our horizons.
It is. It's also about seeing how companies are adapting to globalization.
Right, like working with people from all over.
Exactly.
And going to new places to grow.
And it shows how important it is to work together.
Yeah, like my Latin capital working with Sami Hayek Jimenez.
Right.
Okay, so even if we're not going to Dubai or meeting famous people, there's still stuff to learn from my Latin capital.
Yeah.
Like how to make smarter financial decisions.
And think bigger,
Yeah.
because the world's getting more connected every day. And understanding that can help us make better choices, personally and professionally.
So maybe we're not all jetting off to Dubai,
Right.
but this deep dive can still help us. Okay, so now I want to talk more about my Latin capital and helping companies expand internationally.
Like we saw with Timeless Pharma.
Exactly. But let's dive a little deeper into how tricky it is to go into a new market.
Especially one like the UAE, it's so dynamic.
Yeah, tons of competition.
And you have to think about all these different factors.
Like what?
Culture, consumer preferences, regulations, logistics, the whole 9 yards.
Let's start with culture then. What do companies need to know about going into the UAE?
Well, the UAE has a really diverse population.
Right.
So understanding the local culture is really important.
Like what kind of things?
Their customs and values. What works in one country might not work somewhere else.
So you have to really understand the people.
Yeah, like your marketing needs to be tailored to the audience.
So it's not just about translating your website.
No, it's much deeper than that.
Okay. What about what consumers want? How is the UAE different?
Well, it depends on who you're targeting.
Mm-hmm.
But in the UAE, there's a big demand for luxury goods and experiences.
Because people have more money.
Yeah, higher incomes, and they want exclusive things.
So if you sell something basic somewhere else,
Yeah,
you might have to change it for the UAE
exactly. You need to do market research to see what people want.
and what the competition is like.
Exactly.
Okay, so you've got culture, consumer preferences, and what was the other thing?
Regulations.
Right. What's hard about those?
Well, each country has its own rules about business.
Like what?
Registration, licenses, importing and exporting taxes, all sorts of things.
That sounds really complicated.
It can be.
So you probably need help from a lawyer
Probably a good idea. Yeah,
and someone who knows the UAE really well.
exactly, like a local partner.
Okay, we talked about culture, consumers, regulations, and what about the logistics?
Oh, yeah. Getting things from one place to another.
Yeah, like actually making things happen.
Exactly. It
Right.
can be a big challenge when you're expanding.
So what's hard about logistics in the UAE?
Well, the UAE has a pretty good infrastructure, but there's still stuff to deal with.
Like what?
Customs, warehousing, transportation.
So there's a lot to think about when you're expanding to a new market.
There is.
What advice would you give to companies who want to go international?
First, do your research. Like, really understand the market.
Yeah.
Then, make a good business plan.
Okay.
And don't forget about culture.
Right, like respecting local customs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's really important to build relationships with people there.
Like having local partners you can trust.
Exactly.
So my Latin capital is kind of like that trusted partner.
In a way, yeah.
They're more than just investors, they're like a guide.
Yeah, helping companies succeed in a new place.
So even if we're not all CEOs,
Right.
there's a lesson here for everyone.
There is.
It's not just about a good idea. You need to adapt and understand the world.
You do? There are tons of opportunities out there.
But you need to be smart about it.
Definitely.
Okay, let's take a quick break to gather our thoughts. And when we come back, we'll wrap up our look at my Latin capital and share some final thoughts.
Looking to expand your wealth and secure your future? Welcome to My Latin Capital, your trusted partner for investment and business in Dubai. Dubai offers tax-free advantages, unparalleled residency benefits, and booming real estate opportunities. Whether you're investing in pre-sale properties, luxury homes, or prime commercial spaces, we ensure your success every step of the way. Our experienced team specializes in portfolio analysis, business acquisition, and market entry strategies. With My Latin Capital, you'll unlock the door to unmatched growth and financial stability. Join hundreds of satisfied investors who trust My Latin Capital to turn their goals into reality. My Latin Capital, invest smart, live free.
And we're back for the final part of our deep dive into My Latin Capital.
It's been quite a journey exploring their world.
It has. We've seen how they're involved in everything from managing investments to helping businesses establish themselves in new markets.
We've also talked about their connection to Dubai's residency program and all the exciting possibilities of Dubai's Vision 2040.
Not to mention the real-world success story of Timeless Pharma and the potential collaborations with someone like Sami Hayek Jimenez.
Right. It's been a fascinating look at the complexities and opportunities of global business and investment.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what are the key takeaways for our listeners? What have we learned from exploring My Latin Capital?
Well, I think one of the biggest lessons is that the world of finance and business is becoming increasingly global.
It's not just about what's happening in our own backyard anymore.
Exactly. Companies are looking for growth wherever they can find it, and investors are seeking ways to diversify internationally.
It's a reminder that we need to think bigger and consider the global landscape when making financial decisions.
Whether we're entrepreneurs, investors, or just individuals managing our own money.
My Latin Capital's approach also highlights the importance of partnerships in navigating the complexities of international business.
They've positioned themselves as a bridge, connecting companies with the resources and expertise they need to succeed in new markets.
And their focus on a personalized concierge experience shows the value of tailored solutions in a world that can sometimes feel impersonal.
But perhaps the most important takeaway from this deep dive is the importance of staying informed and asking questions.
Don't just take our word for it. Do your own research, explore different perspectives, and form your own conclusions.
The most valuable knowledge is the knowledge you gain through your own efforts.
And on that note, we'd like to thank you for joining us on this journey into the world of My Latin Capital.
We hope you found it as insightful and thought-provoking as we did.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.